Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome all to the fall commencement exercises at Beacon College. I'm Dr. Kevin Riley, Vice President of Academic Affairs, and it is my privilege to serve as Master of Ceremonies for this joyous event. I ask all in attendance to please stand as our own Chandler Lucas, who is graduating today with a degree in business management, performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly gleaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Wow. What an opening. Thank you, Chandler. Amazing. We are called together today to recognize and affirm the achievements of the college's fall class of 2024. Just over 35 years ago, a courageous and visionary group of educators and parents founded Beacon College. Today, their influence and guiding spirit are continued by the community's fiduciaries, the college's Board of Trustees. It is my privilege now to call upon Dr. Daniel Averbeck, the chair of Beacon's Board of Trustees, to offer the board's greetings and congratulatory message to our graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Riley. And what a day for a celebration. And I'm truly honored to welcome all gathered here today to recognize the achievements of the Beacon College class of December 2024. My greetings come on behalf of my colleagues who serve with pride on the college's Board of Trustees. Now, at the outset, let me express my sincere gratitude for the parents, guardians, and grandparents of our graduates for it was you that trusted that Beacon College was the place where your young adults could not only find acceptance, but also the place where they would learn to embrace the challenges that life thrust upon them and turn those challenges into opportunities to discover their unique strengths. Thank you for the sacrifices you've made throughout the education of your daughters and sons, and particularly for making Beacon and what it offers and the education that it offers possible for them. So now, new graduates, I invite you to go back to a time when most of you were about to finish high school. Just those few short years ago, it's likely that many of you had at least some doubts about whether you would someday be a college graduate. I know for me, at that time, I wasn't even sure I would go to college. And what about you, parents, grandparents, and guardians of our new graduates? How many of you had some doubts about whether your student would someday achieve a college degree? So certainly, we've all had doubts. But despite those doubts, just look at the academic accomplishments we celebrate today. Yet for all of us in this assembly today, we celebrate even more than your academic achievements. This is evident especially when visitors encounter Beacon College for the first time. They often want to know what it is that makes Beacon and its graduates so successful. From my work with Beacon over the past 12 years, I'd have to say it's the courage to take risks, overcome your own and others' doubts, and reach for the life abundant. These are the qualities that are embraced by the faculty and staff and instilled in you through your work in the classroom, interactions with learning specialists, daily living on campus, and participating in clubs and athletics. Indeed, it's through all these life-changing encounters that you've been transformed from doubters to believers. So what we really celebrate today is the courage to embrace a vision and will that vision into reality, despite the roadblocks that life throws our way. My hope is that you also have learned that Beacon's success is greater than any one of us alone. In fact, our courage has its source in the entire Beacon community, the faculty, the staff, learning specialists, coaches, administrators, parents, and families all believing in you. Let me strongly encourage you to not only take pride in all the hard work that you've put in to make this day possible, but also to be ever grateful for all those who have walked this journey with you. I speak for my fellow trustees and for all at Beacon in congratulating you on your accomplishment today and what it means to those who surround you. The world and society need your involvement and leadership in bettering the larger community. In a very real sense, our future is in your hands. So let me leave you with some lines of encouragement from a work by John O'Donoghue. May you have the courage today to live the life that you would love, to postpone your dream no longer, but do at last what you came here for, and waste your heart on fear no more. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk, for soon you will be home in a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chair Averbeck, for your message and for the leadership and vision provided by you and your board colleagues. Today's gathering is testimony to the growth and maturity of Beacon College over the past decade. Our celebrations of academic achievement and the bond of community have outgrown the size of audiences that can be accommodated on campus and in the off-campus facilities appropriate to formal occasions such as this. And so, with over 30 undergraduates having achieved the milestone of successful degree completion at the conclusion of this fall semester, the Board of Trustees and Beacon College determined that the inauguration of a celebration at this time of year was both appropriate and timely. We at Beacon College are devoted in convening this commencement ceremony to maintain the traditions that align with the awarding of degrees earned by our graduates. Therefore, I would like to call upon Michael Wang from the fall class of 2024 to address this commencement on behalf of his fellow graduates. Michael is a psychology major with a cumulative grade point average of 3.9. I think that means somebody in here gave him a B at some point along the way. During his tenure at Beacon College, Michael has achieved a great deal. Here are just a few of his noteworthy accomplishments. Michael won the Beacon College Library Research Contest. He was the most valuable player for the men's tennis team twice. He won first place in the fall 2024 poetry contest. He has served as a teaching assistant, resident assistant, and tennis team captain. And Michael conducted 3 successful research studies during his time here. It is my privilege to call upon Michael to address us this afternoon.
Good afternoon, distinguished faculty and staff, family, friends, and my fellow December graduates. I want to thank Dr. Haggerty and all the faculty and staff for everything they do for the school. And I want to thank everyone for all that you do to make Beacon a welcoming community. I still remember when Dr. Haggerty told us in the convocation speech to, of all things, be kind. This ceremony marks the culmination of years of dedication, perseverance, and learning. It's a day we've dreamt of, a moment we've worked for, and a milestone that signifies not just the end of a chapter, but the next stage of our careers. As we gather here today, we reflect on the lessons we've learned, not just through textbooks and discussion posts, but also from the challenges we faced, the relationships we built, and the moments of doubt that has made us learn who we are and what we're made of. We've learned that success is about resilience in the face of setbacks, the courage to pursue our passions, and the willingness to keep growing in a rapidly changing world. Whether we are ready, choosing to go into the human services profession, work in anthrozoology, or perhaps pursue a master's or PhD, we're now more equipped than ever before to make our mark in the world. As we move forward, let us remember where we came from. Once upon a time, we were all excited first years. New to Beacon, some of us navigator prep or summer for success students. Many of us were leaving home alone for the first time. And now, many firsts later, whether it's writing research papers, surviving hurricanes, going through changing relationships and friendships, taking trips to Universal Studios or Walmart, losing key cards, or tasting successful and failed cooking experiments, whether those were on the stovetop or the microwave, or just ramen, perhaps 1 or 20 all-nighters later, doing homework, watching TV with friends, and talking about life, each of us is very familiar now with the Writing Center Gold Slips, Brick and Barrel, and seeing the community educator golf cart zoom around campus. Whether it's with our learning specialist at the Writing Center, through athletics, socializing in the Student Center, or picking up a sub or half a pepperoni at the Nav, inside and outside of the classroom, we've strengthened our tools to lead, to question, to create, and to critically think. We're ready in our own way, each of us, to move into the next stage of our lives. We're all the architects of our own futures, and while this can seem daunting, it's also an opportunity. When you look back on what you have accomplished, skills-wise and through your portfolios, and look forward to what you'll do next, you might wonder, like me, what your life will look like 5 and 10 and 15 years down the line. What matters most is that we continue to ask questions, seek purpose, and be unafraid to embrace complexity and nuance in life, because the gray area is the most interesting part. As Beacon's motto is, pursuing the life abundant, or in Latin, Lumen Vitae Abundantiarum, I know that that is what each of us will do. As we leave this chapter behind and step into the next phase of our lives, may we carry with us not only the expertise we've learned, but also the spirit of curiosity, lifelong learning, and the courage to unapologetically be seen. Congratulations, December class of 2024.
Thank you, Michael. Wonderful words, inspiring words. It's probably obvious to so many in this room that our faculty and staff at Beacon College are second to none. I would put them up against any faculty and staff anywhere in terms of their dedication, their commitment, and their excellence. Thus, how appropriate in our inaugural fall commencement to have our next presentation. It is now my privilege to call upon Dr. Nicoletta Nance to please rise and proceed to center stage. Dr. Nance, the Board of Trustees of Beacon College and the entire Beacon community wish to bestow upon you this Beacon Medal. This medal is awarded, as is appropriate, to those who, by example and dedication, advance in significant measure the mission and purposes of Beacon College. Our college and its current enviable situation are inextricably part of your legacy of life's work. And so I call upon Mr. Darrell Owens, Beacon's Associate Vice President for Communications, to read the citation memorializing the bestowal of this honor.
I'm following Chandler's lead. This has to be a little higher. Okay. Good afternoon. Albert Schweitzer once said, "The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others." Few embody this principle as fully as Dr. Nicki Nance, whose life and career have been dedicated to transforming lives and advancing knowledge in the fields of mental health, human services, and neurodivergence. For a dozen years, Dr. Nance has been a beacon of knowledge and inspiration in our community. She has served as an associate professor of human services and psychology, and in this role, she has been both an educator and a mentor, inspiring her students to pursue meaningful careers in mental health and human services. Her guidance has equipped them not only with the knowledge and skills to succeed professionally, but also with the empathy and resilience necessary to serve others with compassion and excellence. Before joining Beacon College, Dr. Nance built an extensive career focused on helping individuals overcome adversity and achieve personal growth. As the founder of Nicki Betts Incorporated, she spent 17 years offering specialized mental health and employee assistance services. She later worked as a consultant and seminar facilitator for Florida's One-Stop Workforce, where she provided vital support to displaced workers and veterans navigating life's challenges. In each of these roles, Dr. Nance demonstrated an unwavering commitment to uplifting those in need. Her influence extends far beyond the classroom and counseling room. A recognized thought leader and author, Dr. Nance has contributed to some of the most respected publications and platforms in her field. She's a contributing editor to the Encyclopedia of Counseling Theories and the Encyclopedia of Human Services and Diversity, as well as an author of key works on interventions for substance use disorders. Through her writing, she has shaped academic discourse and provided practitioners with tools to make a difference. Dr. Nance's expertise has also garnered significant attention in the media. She has been quoted in leading outlets such as Forbes, Reader's Digest, U.S. News and World Report, and the Chicago Tribune, and has appeared on programs like Voice of America's American Cafe and Georgia Public Broadcasting's On Second Thought. In each of these forums, she has used her voice to correct wrong-headed perspectives and advocate for mental health awareness and the unique strengths of neurodivergent individuals. Through her multifaceted career, Dr. Nance has elevated the profile of Beacon College and its mission, bringing national recognition to the transformative power of education for students with learning differences, most recently by lending her wisdom as an expert on the college's PBS television program, A World of Difference, Embracing Neurodiversity. Her contributions have helped position the college as a leader in serving neurodivergent students and preparing them for meaningful, independent, abundant lives. Dr. Nicki Nance's legacy is one of service, compassion, and excellence. Her profound impact on her students, her colleagues, and her field will endure for generations. In recognition of your extraordinary career and your dedication to advancing inclusion, advocacy, and understanding, the Beacon College community celebrates you with gratitude and pride and proudly bestows upon you, Dr. Nicki Nance, the Beacon Medal. Your life's work exemplifies the power of education and service to change lives. And through your efforts, countless lives have been changed for the better.
None of it made me taller. What investigative work. You're glad I didn't do anything criminal in those times, because he'd have got it. It tells me I've been around a long time, so I had a lot of time to do whatever I did that was right and whatever I did that was wrong. This is, I came to Beacon under, I guess Michael said that we're, like we're the architects of our life, and I thought I was more like a hockey puck of my life. The idea is, well, I'm going to let myself get hit and directed or not. So I've had a lot of breaks, really from the day that I was in your spot. I've had, I just got a lot of breaks. So this isn't all by design, not by my design. This is not the first time I've retired. This is not the second time I've retired. And when they asked me, a friend that was working here said, "You really need to come and work here." And I said I was a gypsy adjunct after I left my last 20-year gig. So I just adjunct wherever it seemed to be fun. And there are 3 people or 4 here that have been my boss at other places, actually, because I seem to have adjunct at every school in Central Florida. When I look back at the list, I don't know if that's always a good idea. So it was a summer term, and there were, it was a big class of students. I'm pretty sure they were desperate to get somebody to teach it in the summer. And I said, why not? And they kept saying, you'll be such a good fit. I don't know if I was a good fit. I had a good time. I had no particular experience with neurodivergence, so I got to learn on the job. But for me, that's fun. A lot of times when I've retired positions, it's because I felt like I stopped learning things. So I knew I had at least a decade in me of learning with what was before me. And you've heard me say, some of you before, that teaching in our classrooms is like teaching on the inside of a pinball machine where I am the ball. And I find that exhilarating. So for those of you that have exhilarated me, much appreciated. You're all part of this. Beacon has given me a lot of, I think in the first couple of years, I thought they take such good care of us so that we can take good care of you. There's never a thing hanging, that's going to be in the back of my mind, some administrative thing or anything, because those are taken care of pretty quickly. And I always felt like we were acknowledged and appreciated. And so that doesn't take you sideways from the task. So in that way, I was very supported. I think all of us on the faculty are very supported by just that knowledge that somebody really cares about what you're doing, will help you to do it, cares about your own well-being too. So that was certainly a big reason to stay, is it was comfortable, and I consider like this part of my tribe, that at some point I hope that you get to work someplace where you feel like you really found your spot to fit in. And I know not all of you have had that opportunity to just feel like you're part of something. You like being part of it. You like being part of everybody else's goal and vision, because that is also your goal and vision. So I wish that for you. But also while I was here, I got to teach in Prado. I had never traveled because I was working. So I went to Prado, and it was just so enjoyable. In that trip, I took the trip of my lifetime. I went to Egypt for just a few days. That was the only thing on my bucket list. So I thank Beacon for that weekend that I was allowed to do that. And just a few years later, I went to Greece. So I'm not going to say a whole lot more, except that when I heard I was getting this, my thought was I should be giving Beacon the medal. So thank you so much, everybody that was part of this.
How to show in just a few words why you earned the Beacon Medal. Thank you for your words, Dr. Nance, and again, congratulations. Okay. We now prepare to affirm and celebrate in a very public way the achievements of our soon-to-be distinguished alumni, Beacon's fall class of 2024. Members of the class of 2024 of Beacon College, by virtue of your academic accomplishments and upon the vote of your faculty and the Board of Trustees, you have been awarded your undergraduate degree from a proud collegiate community. To all gathered here, it is now my privilege to present the fall class of 2024 of Beacon College. Okay, will the candidates for the degree of Associate of Science, please rise? President Haggerty, on behalf of the faculty of Beacon College, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Associate of Science, each of whom has fulfilled all academic requirements for these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the state of Florida, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Science, with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the Associate of Science graduates now follow Registrar Carrie Santaw to the platform? It is also my pleasure to introduce Michael Fallon, Professor of Business Management, who will read the graduates' names.
Associate of Science, Business Management, Tracy Nicholas Henley II. Associate of Science, Computer Information Systems, Truman Horn. Associate of Science, Business Management, magna cum laude, Marina Rose Zingale.
Congratulations to the Associate of Science degree recipients of Beacon College's fall class of 2024. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise? President Haggerty, on behalf of the faculty of Beacon College, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science, each of whom has fulfilled all academic requirements for these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees in the state of Florida, I do hereby confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in accordance with the area of study, with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science graduates now follow Registrar Santaw to the platform, please?
Bachelor of Arts, Studio Arts, Zoe A. Corbett. Bachelor of Arts, Human Services, Alexis Marie Hoteling. Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, magna cum laude, Lainey Joyce Leichter. Bachelor of Arts, Human Services, cum laude, Thomas F. Malecki III. Bachelor of Arts, Human Services, Samuel Haig Schemmer. Bachelor of Arts, Human Services, magna cum laude, Aisha Elizabeth Sedgwick Billamora. Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, summa cum laude, Michael Wong. Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude, Ali Ayesh. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, cum laude, Selena Lee Celeste Caraballo. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, Alexandra Chehersky. Bachelor of Science, Business Management, cum laude, Maxwell Deacole. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Kiara Dennis. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, Javier Antonio Escudero Gonzalez. Bachelor of Science, Computer Information Systems, magna cum laude, Jalen Kamani George. Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude, Ricardo Gonzalez. Bachelor of Science, Computer Information Systems, Samuel Albert Herzmidler. Bachelor of Science, Computer Information Systems, summa cum laude, Thomas O. Coleman. Bachelor of Science, Business Management, summa cum laude, Chandler Sweet Lucas. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, Dylan Munn. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, Raquel Pena. Bachelor of Science, Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Ocean Price. Bachelor of Science, Computer Information Systems, Emma Suzanne Robertson. Bachelor of Science, Business Management, Grant Logan Voss.
Congratulations to each of the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degree recipients of Beacon College's class of 2024. As graduates, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your cap. Beacon graduates, you are now part of a new and larger community of loyal alumni whose lives have been shaped and transformed by the Beacon experience. One of Beacon College's alums, Ms. Heather Reed Daly, who graduated in 2014 and works for Beacon as the Assistant Director of Student Involvement and Leadership, was planning to be here to welcome you as our newest alums. However, due to illness, she is unable to be here. So it is my pleasure to congratulate you on all that you have achieved today. I am honored as well to welcome you to the college's Alumni Association. Before you depart this ceremony and begin your post-Beacon life, I want you to know that there is an important avenue for you to stay connected to the college. It is Beacon's Alumni Association. Beacon College is indeed fortunate to have had the members of the class of 2024 as a defining element of our community. It is our hope that you will join us as active and proud alumni. We will be reaching out to you in the months ahead. Beacon College's newest alumni, congratulations and welcome. It is now my privilege to introduce the third president of Beacon College, Dr. George Haggerty, to offer concluding remarks. Dr. Haggerty.
The first thing I'd like to say is that you're 30 or 31 strong, and the first class in 2014 that I awarded degrees to the whole school had 34 graduates. And now you're one of about 135 that will be graduating this year. And so we've come a long way. But the one thing, and I think the faculty and those with me on the stage will agree, that this was a wonderful, intimate way of celebrating your time at Beacon. And I'll be honest with you, I was the first one to say, no, we're only having one commencement. And I was wrong. Let me say, Chandler, you're magnificent. And so that all of you are aware, it's been less than a week since she knew she was going to sing the national anthem, and you were magnificent, and thank you very much for this. Michael, what a great representative you are for your classmates, and this college will sorely miss you, as we will all of these graduates. But Michael, your words were absolutely wonderful and very inspiring. Thank you. And then Professor Nicki Nance. Nicki, I believe you were here when I got here 12 years ago. Always knew you were really good. Always knew how you felt about the students and about your colleagues. Always knew that your reputation was you didn't let things slide. That you really had a focus on what you wanted your students to learn. And you weren't willing to take anything less. So you inspire us. We hope that we can keep you around a little while, maybe to do a little consulting work with us, because you are the epitome of a very great professor, so thank you. So this commencement, well, 2 weeks ago, I thought of this commencement because I thought about how we all met, particularly those of you who were here in 2020 and 2021 and even into 2022 when you started. I had COVID. I had my 5th case of COVID on Thanksgiving Day. And I doubled it down with pneumonia. Now, I was on a cruise, so don't feel so bad for me. But Oksana and I had taken her parents on a cruise because they were heading back to Ukraine and the difficulties there. And they had spent 2 months with us, and we thought it was a wonderful way to send off. And so I was quarantined, and for 4 days, and Oksana and her parents did appropriate things, went out on the deck and everything. Once she used my card, and they called and accused me of being out on the deck. And I was very offended by that, but I did stay. And I looked out on this $1 million view. And the $1 million view was the Gulf of Mexico, and we went down to Mexico, and I could see things, and I was doing work, I was listening to music, and I was looking out on this beautiful setting. 4 days, so don't feel bad for me. But the Germans have a term, Ohrwurm. It's this infectious song that gets stuck in your head. I'm sure you've all had it. Well, I had it. And it's probably from a group you never heard of, Ace of Base. and it's called Beautiful Life. And it just stuck there. And I was feverish, so I thought, boy, that shouldn't be stuck there. This is going to be the fever affecting me, but it did. And I started to think about what we all went through together. I started to think about what society went through, but how this community, through the Responsible Community Initiative and all the testing that we did, and the social distancing, which was very difficult, we made it. And you made it to this part of a beautiful life, the celebration of something that is extraordinary for any individual who can endure 4 years of undergraduate preparation and 2 years for the associate's degree. It's a lot of hard work. And you have a faculty that knows every bit about the hard work and about how they wanted you to succeed in ways that you could not have imagined, and maybe your parents could not have imagined. So I think, and the first time I've done this, I think that we should have all the graduates stand, please stand, and all the faculty stand, please stand, and all the parents stand. Okay, that's 2/3 of the audience, but that's just fine. I want you all made this happen together. You know, in that case of COVID, I did feel somewhat lonely and sorry for myself sitting there, but there was a beautiful life out there. But the only way that this happened, that you're here today, and that your parents are celebrating, and that the faculty is with you, is because you all did it together. So I'd like for you all to applaud each other. You can always be kind, and thank you, Michael, for remembering that, but you can always say thank you. So thank you all. You can be seated again. Thank you so much. I'll only be another 5 minutes. You know, every one of us here is taking pride that you're our most enduring legacy. You are the legacy of this college. You're the living legacy of Beacon College. And our legacy to you has been that we want you to pursue an abundant life. And many times we don't really define we don't define the things that we think are really important. We don't break it down. But at Beacon we did. It's been since 2015. We've defined what the abundant life is. It's intellectual challenge, and you've certainly been challenged in your classroom, with your studies. But as you move forward, always push the envelope. Test yourself intellectually. Move forward intellectually, because this world is a-changing, and it's going to keep changing, and you've got to stay ahead of it. The second thing that we said was an abundant life was a code of ethics and moral principles. I define it pretty simply. Do the next right thing in matters large and small. Do it when nobody's looking. You know it's right. And always be kind in everything that you do with others. But in matters large and small, do the next right thing. It's here with your families, but the third element was the mooring of your families. Stay close to your families and trusted friendship. You have made friends here who will last a lifetime if you invest in it. So invest in it, because you've all been through something pretty remarkable. Whether it's 2 years or it's 4 years, you've been here as a class which has undertaken enormous work, and sometimes you struggle, sometimes you are challenged, but most of the time you prevail. Fourth one is have a lifestyle of wellness in all its dimensions. And we're not just talking about physical wellness. We're talking about cognitive wellness. We're talking about emotional wellness. And we're talking about spiritual wellness. That's not religious, that's what is inside you, what you have to offer as a human being to those around you, and what you have to offer yourself. You're a remarkable group. 2 weeks ago, that became so eminently clear to me as I thought of how we all started out together. This one's the challenge for all of us, and it was for me, and I'm sure it was for many of our faculty and those who are on the stage here. It's your first job, worthy work. Now, one of the things that we have made great efforts to attempt to do is to really work not only with students who are here and to get you through the 4 years, getting ready, prepared for a job, but also on the back end. If you're struggling, we're here. My first job was from an internship that didn't come for about 6 months. And the truth of the matter is, sometimes these things don't happen like this. Do not be discouraged. Parents, do not be discouraged. It will happen. That 83% number that we have is absolutely real. It comes year after year that 83% of our students have worthy work within 6 months of graduation, or they go into graduate school. The next one is something that I've seen many of you do. The sixth one is serve your community. There are so many people and so many causes that need your attention and your embrace and your loving care. They may be local organizations, they may be state networks. They are certainly there so that you can help improve the society that you live in. And if you can balance out work with fun, but some service on the side, I think you'll find it's a beautiful life. And the last one is tied to all the others. Be lifelong learners. I know that's sometimes an overused term, but this world is a-changin'. And the only thing we know for certain is that this world is a-changin'. And so to do that, and I know you've heard it from the faculty, be open to new ideas, be open to new areas of skill development, be open to new knowledge, because it is really the essence of how you will succeed in life, not just in the next 6 months or the next 5 years, but throughout your life. I hope that you feel as I do, as you get ready to, as you have graduated, that in taking a look at the faculty and all those that have served you, faculty and staff, that you feel as I do, why would I want to be anywhere else? Why would I want to be anywhere else? I'm so proud to be part of this community and so much looking forward to seeing the good that you all do. And so I ask you to heed the call. of Henry David Thoreau, who said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life that you have imagined." Members of the fall class of 2024, live that life well and live that life abundantly. And in the spirit of Bob Dylan, may you stay forever young. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Haggerty. It has been my honor to preside over this inaugural fall celebration, the 34th commencement of Beacon College. I ask the audience to please rise in honor of our graduates as those in regalia recess out of the venue. I ask you also to remain at your seats until the final graduate has departed from the ceremony. Then there will be ample time for celebrating. I now call the fall commencement exercises of Beacon College to a close.